Who will be next, please?
Good morning. My name is Wendy Reed. I thank you, Supervisors, Chairman Scrivener, for your patience and your dedicated consideration of this very important matter. And I thank you for hearing my comments on this morning. There are two things that I'd like to speak about today, which are to serve and to protect. The concept of service and our responsibility as elected officials is to serve and represent all of the people within our jurisdiction, not just the people who voted for us, not just the people who look like us, and not just the people who think like us. We must represent all of the people, and we pledge that in our Pledge of Allegiance for liberty and justice for all. The wonderful motto behind you, E pluribus unum, speaks specifically that out of the many, out of our diversity, the United States of America becomes united as one. 92% of households with undocumented residents are working households. And when we are not protecting these citizens, when we're not protecting these people, we're not protecting the citizens who rely on them, the children, the wives, who are left within minutes and hours without their working spouse, without a source of revenue, and without the family structure that we so value. The support for these people then falls on us, the citizens of the United States. And we should not forget that these are undocumented workers. 92% are working households. They are contributing $302 billion to our economy every year. So it's not their fault that the federal government has failed to enact appropriate immigration reform. And second, I'd like to speak to public safety. SB54 does not, in fact, as the good attorneys have represented to you, does not prevent Kern County in any way from prosecuting criminals in their incarceration or from participating in any joint task forces. In fact, we endanger public safety when we discourage immigrants from reporting crimes or interacting with law enforcement officers. We endanger public safety by deterring these families from seeking medical care and vaccinations for their children, and we increase our public health and safety costs. We endanger public safety in our food supplies, in our hotels, in our construction sites, and certainly in our agricultural production when we push these people further into the shadows and allow their employers to abuse them because they are terrified of immigration enforcement under this new administration. Therefore, I encourage the Board of Supervisors not to take budgetary responsibility or any liability legally for the federal government's failure to enact immigration reform by opposing SB54, a very well thought, appropriate, and constitutional piece of legislation. I ask you to ensure that all of our public servants and officials serve and protect all of our neighbors. Thank you so very much.
Good morning.
Good morning, members of the board, Chairman Scrivener. My name is Gabriel Godinez. I'm a licensed attorney here in Kern County for about 11 years. Been on the board of directors for the Kern County Bar Association for the last 5.5. Some of the things I want to just to address, to highlight, and I concur with my respective colleague, Mr. H.A. Sala, on all the matters he addressed to the board, and I encourage all the board members to hold this particular vote in abeyance until there's additional research, an legal opinion by a county council. But one thing I want to bring to light is the support in opposition to 54 would have a chilling effect on our community at large. It will, in essence, I think, will have a default effect of racial profiling if this is not passed, if 54 is overturned. How was that so? Who are the people that are going to be identified for questioning on their immigration status? Is it someone with an accent, someone with darker skin, or is it in the community in which they live? the less desirable communities, who are the people that are going to be affected? How are these particular officers going to be trained? I think what it does is inherently is going to cause racial